The key is to not dogmatically, no pun intended, abide by these personality standards, but let these guidelines inspire more exploration of the many beautiful facets of your unique design. Pet play within BDSM is a form of role play that involves adopting the persona of an animal, such as a kitten, bunny, pup, or pony. In part 1 of this series, we covered the basics of everyday pet play, including the motivations for and benefits of pet play, the 4 primary types of pet play, possible play arrangements, and how your power exchange dynamic can benefit from pet space. So I highly recommend you watch part 1 of this series before diving into today's content, and I've linked that in the description below. Today, we're going to discuss some necessary nuances of pet play that should be considered, discussed, and established before any training or play begins. As I said in part 1, everything we do in BDSM, including pet play, is just like going to a kinky buffet. You can carefully examine what looks tasty to you and add heaping helpings to your plate, skip over those things that don't seem appetizing, and anything in between. That means anything we discuss about pet play should be tailored to your preferences and convictions. All right, there is no set law that must be followed, so make this experience your own. That said, having a framework for some of the possible personalities and expressions available to you can also be quite helpful. The world of pet play is a world of imagination.
Come with me and you'll be in a world of pure imagination.
As such, you can be fixed into one type of pet personality, play as a dual pet hybrid, or even a human pet hybrid, which we'll cover in next week's video. The key is to not dogmatically, no pun intended, abide by these personality standards, but let these guidelines inspire more exploration of the many beautiful facets of your unique design. In other words, this is just a form of the well-known literary technique known as personification. We're finding human characteristics in non-human entities. And like a biological animal, age and breed make a huge difference in the pet's demeanor. And it's no different in kinky pet play. An alpha sub can make an excellent alpha pet that is naturally more assertive and show new pets how it's done after honing their skills. An older pet, like a cat or dog versus a puppy or kitten, tends to be calmer and less excitable than their younger counterparts, and can also serve as pack leader should the dominant desire a furry assistant. This is in contrast to younger pets like puppies and kittens who may not know how to enter pet space mentally and emotionally and will require high degrees of attention and training. Within these broad age and phase ranges, some of the most common pet personalities include puppy, kitten, dog, cat, bunny, bird, pony, pig, fox, and wolf. Now, I prefer to distinguish puppy from dog and kitten from cat because just like we covered with the age gaps, I see major personality differences therein that can be very helpful in creating clarity in roles and expectations within your dynamic. A puppy is a playful, rambunctious, but sweet and cuddly pet who enjoys mischief and nibbling on its owner. They also require a high degree of training. A dog is a loyal and affectionate pet who desires to be pleasing and obedient and will happily follow their owner's lead. They can also be used as the alpha pet to model behavior to a pup or pack. This personality is suited for well-trained pets who require steady maintenance, alpha subs, or dominant switches. A kitten is an energetic and playful pet with a feisty attitude who will curl up on its owner and snuggle once they're played out. They also require a high degree of training. A cat is an independent and somewhat aloof pet who might act out in subtle ways if they don't get the attention they demand, like knocking their owner's coffee off the table or biting their ankles as their owner relaxes on the couch. This is suited for well-trained pets who require steady maintenance, alpha subs, or brats. A bunny is a playful and inquisitive pet who may bounce between moments of high-spirited extroversion and sweet shyness with lots of affection sprinkled throughout, like cuddling, trying to climb on their owner, or nibbling their owner's socks. Not as commonly mentioned, but equally creative and fun, consider a bird pet something like a conure parrot. This cheerful and energetic pet loves being around its owner and showing affection. This type of pet also allows for small degrees of verbal communication and opportunities for cage play, suspension, swings, aerial yoga, and lots of feathers. In pet play, pony personalities are more determined by their purpose or role rather than a fixed persona like the other pet types. You can have a cart pony, riding pony, show pony, dressage pony, bondage pony, breeding pony, pleasure pony, or workhorse. What type of pony you choose to train will determine a set of behavioral expectations and standards. A pet pig is not just about rolling around in the mud if that's your thing. Just like biological pigs, this pet is very intelligent and can be well trained. It's very aware of its owner's verbal and nonverbal cues and can express a range of emotions. A pet fox is like an extra feisty, cunning version of a cat. This pet enjoys being a bit sly and sneaky and may try to outwit its owner during training or daily interactions. But if the owner is strong enough to handle this pet will be deeply protective and loyal in return. And a wolf is a highly intelligent alpha pet who may exhibit more independence than the other types, but still has the capacity for deep care and devotion to their owner. This type of pet will likely enjoy high-end training, more physically strenuous acts, and serving as an alpha to other pets should their owner request assistance training other aspiring pets. And obviously, a pet wolf can bleed very easily into more primal forms of pet play in general. So I know we covered a lot today, and it can be a lot to digest. So if you want to simplify and maximize your pet play journey, check out my new Everyday Pet Play bundle on Patreon. This bundle includes a visual pup positions guide that illustrates the most common puppy poses for training, 2 complete lists of all the gear and treats you'll need, my new Tasty Treats game, which is a fun and intimate way to explore sensory deprivation and food play with your human pet, as well as a number of full-length erotic pet play stories to inspire some sexy scenes of your own. Just go over to patreon.com/LXerotica to get instant access to this incredible new bundle. So these are just a few of the animal roles available to you in pet space, but there is another level to this whole thing called a human pet or human pet hybrid, which can be terribly confusing to navigate. So be sure you're subscribed and have those notifications turned on, because next week I'm going to discuss the human pet role play, how it differs from animal pet role play, and how to navigate all of this with ease in your dynamic.